Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
You're looking at Dave, Coach Schwartz, and NPR's Neda Ulaby.
Hi.
They're just having a nice conversation. We are here at SMC track. It's not quite a private track, just a few folks out here doing their laps. We did some hundreds. Neda's form was impeccable, as always. She paced Dave and I. Dave, how many 100 meters did we do?
I think we did about 7 or 8.
And I'll probably run a 200 or 300 afterwards.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
Smelodies OG's joined us. Mikey Mike 80 has joined us. Hoopstein, hi guys. What's up, Hoopstein? I love that. At Vinny Vegas has joined us. Boxnard 187. That is a hardcore handle right there. Vargas versus Pac-Man, Dougie. I like Pac-Man, but I'm rooting for Jesse Vargas, and I think Vargas gives him a good fight. Dave, do you agree?
I think it's to be a good fight, and I've been reading that Pac-Man doesn't look that great in
Good. Good.
And,
Stick to being a senator, Pac-Man. And are you interested at all in the announced crew, the broadcast crew? What shirt is Coach Schwartz wearing? Man, what is that? That's Clapper Vision.
Dr. Clapper.
Yeah. Check out that podcast, Hoopstein. Dr. Clapper.
Dr. Clapper, every Saturday morning.
Do you care that Stephen A. Smith is part of the broadcast team? And who else was it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't care who's the announcing that much.
I mean, I did like that the Colonel and Larry Merchant.
They're Hall of Famers.
Teamed up. And speaking of Larry Merchant.
Oh, Boxnard asked about Sergey Kovalev and Ward. Dougie, 50-50 fight? Yes, I agree. And I think Dave agrees, and I think Dave likes Andre Ward, and I like Sergey Kovalev.
No, I'm rooting for Andre Ward.
Oh, okay.
I'm rooting for Andre Ward.
So that what Dave means, I don't remember if it was Hoopstein or Boxnard. What Dave means is he's worried about Andre. Andre's going to be just fine.
No, Andre would be fine.
He knows how to keep safe.
No, but it's a tough fight.
Of course it is.
It's a very tough fight. And like I'm repeating myself, but I think Kovalev should be at least a 2-1 favorite in that fight. I don't understand that it's even money. And
no, I think Ward is the betting favorite.
He is.
Yeah.
Ward's a 2-1 favorite.
Well, there you go.
Which is
so
incredible.
if you like to bet, put it on the Russian.
So I was going to say about announcers. You have to go on the internet and watch Steve Kim's interviews with Larry Merchant.
Oh my God, that 3-parter! Yeah, on UCN Live, and you can go to UCN Live's YouTube channel. I've watched all 3. Yeah. It's the most incredible stuff. It's so compelling.
But the third one, I just listened to that on the way over here today.
Yeah.
The third one, it is incredible.
It's the best. It's Larry answering questions from Twitter, like we're doing. Boxnard 187, Triple G versus Jacobs. Hey man, I'm hopeful that it happens. If it happens, of course, I like Golovkin. Come on.
December 10th.
So Dave, you've got some questions.
I have questions. This I want to say though, Beto Duran saving that fighter the other night.
Play-by-play boxing commentator of the year, right?
It was
Beto Duran.
It was incredible.
He's awesome.
But Steve Kim mentioned about how they changed the ropes because of a fight that happened, and you mentioned which fight it was.
Right.
So I want to ask you a couple of questions about that because I was there.
That's right.
Fight, okay?
Yeah, that's where Davey Moore lost his life.
Right.
He was fighting.
Can you tell me the?
It was the Cubano. It was Sugar Ramos.
Sugar Ramos.
Jesus, the year? It was 60s, right?
Yeah.
Golly gee willikers, man. Geez, I don't know.
Okay, well,
was it early 60s?
Yeah, 63.
60. I almost said 64.
March 21st, 63. Okay, so Davey Moore, you guys talked about him like he's just some like club fight or something.
Oh,
Davey
he was
Moore,
amazing, yeah.
He was incredible, Davey Moore. So after the fight, he gave interviews. He's in there. There was nothing wrong with him. But he had hit his head on the bottom rope. And the ropes were real thin, and they just had 3 ropes. And because of that fight, they changed the rules. They now have 4 ropes, and they're all padded.
Yeah.
So the ropes are different.
Yeah.
So what happened the other night, where Beto saved the guy, usually it doesn't happen because guys are sort of saved because there's 4 ropes.
Yes.
But that was pretty incredible what Beto did, and it was like no big deal. It was like that.
This is why Beto trains at the Rock Gym in Carson, California, so he can have these kind of reflexes.
So let me ask you this: where was that fight held?
It was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, where was it?
Was it at Yankee Stadium?
Yes,
I'm sorry, Dodger Stadium. I forget what city I'm in.
It was
the Dodger Stadium?
It was the first and only fight
Cavalcade
ever.
of Champions, right? Or
Right,
something like that.
Exactly. So there were 3 world championship fights that night.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know who else fought?
Oh, jeez. A little bit before my time.
Okay, Emil
Do you know Neda?
Emil Griffith against Luis Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the rematch, right? How close is the
Right.
Jacobs Triple G, Joshua Klitschko being made? They're all being worked on, but there's a good guy working on them, Tom Loeffler. And if anybody can get those fights done, it's Loeffler. And Eddie Hearn with Joshua.
Yeah.
They know how to do business.
I say both those fights happen.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think Joshua's ready. But what the heck? Why not go for it?
It's a great fight for him. I would take it. It's a win-win.
I think that's how they're viewing it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that fight's going to happen. And the only reason the Jacobs-Golovkin fight is because Canelo got hurt. That date was already set at Madison Square Garden.
Everybody should thank Canelo for hurting his thumb
Right.
because it freed up a lot of money so we can make maybe Triple G versus Jacobs, but definitely it gave us Lomachenko Walters and Orlando Salido versus Takashi Miura. Hooray!
Okay, let me ask you another question.
All right.
So there was another. That was the first Davey Moore. Where was he from? Davey Moore. That got
Springfield, Ohio.
Right.
And I mentioned that on the air. And
Yeah.
I want, somebody's asking, are there any good fights being made? Bro, yes.
Wake up.
Wake up, man. Nettie, you want to? I should be skipping rope
Yeah.
while Dave's asking me all
But we
this
should
stuff.
do this with a better.
Are there any good fights being made?
Wow.
Bro, where you been, man?
This is
Did you wait? Did you just crawl out from a cave?
Okay, so
The month of September was insane. Excellent fights. I'm still buzzing about Jorge Linares, people. But that's just me.
So there was another Davey Moore. You remember him?
Yes, junior middleweight from
Yeah.
the Bronx,
Right.
New York.
And
And he won the WBA title and maybe, early, maybe his 11th
his ninth fight.
Ninth?
His
Wow.
ninth fight, he won
Davey
the world
Moore.
title. Okay, in his 12th fight, who did he fight?
Was it
At Madison Square Garden.
Rafael Benitez? And Benitez got an
Roberto
injury or
Duran.
something? Oh wait, that was his 12th fight.
That
He
was
fought
his
Duran?
12th fight.
Oh,
He
okay.
got knocked out. It was
Yeah.
the first sellout in Madison Square Garden
Right.
in 15 years.
And it was Duran's 32nd birthday.
And who was on the undercard, which is a real famous fight? Sort of a co-main.
I don't know.
Billy Collins and Louis Briscoe.
The infamous fight.
Yeah.
The notorious fight.
Ward Kovalev go the distance?
I think it does. I think it does.
Okay, so in honor of the Ward Kovalev fight,
How am I looking, folks? I'm doing all right?
Oh, nice.
This is the only time I skip rope.
Oh, and whoever asked the Oscar Valdez question, ask again because it vanished too quickly.
Yeah, Oscar Valdez is fighting some Japanese guy on the Pacquiao Vargas undercard. I love watching him fight. He is something else. And Oscar Valdez and Joseph Diaz Jr. will combine to make one of the biggest fights of either late 2017 or 2018. I predict.
so are you going to the Pacquiao fight?
No. I don't know if I'm going to Kovalev Ward. I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Whew. I can feel this, people.
Well, it is hot out here. And Doug
Now I'm just out of shape. But I'm looking at that Dr. Clapper shirt, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I got that Clapper vision. I'm just like, I don't know. Gives me energy.
So I was going to say,
Motivates me.
in honor of the Ward Kovalev fight, I'm going to ask you who are the WBA light heavyweight champs presently going back?
Goodness gracious. Well, right now it's Kovalev.
Right.
Although the regular title was just won by Nathan Cleverly in Germany. He won it from Jürgen Bremer. Ring Magazine, which I represent, does not recognize the regular titles. They recognize the super titles. And Kovalev won that from Bernard Hopkins. So it goes Kovalev, and then before Kovalev it was Bernard Hopkins. And Bernard Hopkins, I believe Bernard Hopkins got it from Bibut Shumenov. Shumenov Where the heck did Shumanov get it from? I believe Shumanov had it from Gabriel Campillo.
Right.
I called that fight with the Colonel on Fox, on Fox Sports.
Was that in Las Vegas?
It was in Las
Yeah,
Vegas,
I was
yes.
there. That was at the.
Oh, right,
that was
because
at
the Garcias were there.
Yeah, right. Because
Yeah, the last bout was Eloy Perez versus David Rodella.
Exactly.
Eloy was good that night, didn't he?
Eloy looked.
He looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now,
And it was a good fight, too.
Foxnard would like to know what's going to happen to Tyson Fury's career, Dougie.
Well, I think it's on hold for right now. I don't think he's done fighting. He's too young, but he has a lot of issues. He is bipolar. He does suffer from depression. Getting hit in the head does not help that. Neither does cocaine.
Or maybe it does help.
And the coke it helps, but getting hit, I mean, it makes him more of an enigma in the ring. You know what I mean? He's unpredictable. He's a little bit crazy, but coke ain't helping that. And he's got to get his drug problem under control. He's got to get clean. And that's not always a quick or easy process. In fact, it usually isn't. But I think he will be back. But he will lose his sanctioning organization titles, and Ring Magazine's we're gonna have to get together with the ratings panel and figure out what we do with the heavyweight title. You know, he's not gonna fight for a while though, but he'll be back because he's 27,
and there's so much money involved.
Oh, forget about it.
Yeah.
And he's a character.
Yeah.
He's larger than life.
Now we know why.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
But before Shumanov, it was Campillo who held the BA title. And Campillo, who did Campillo win it from?
Do you know?
Campillo. Gabriel Campillo? I don't know.
What happened is Danny Green had the title and he vacated it.
Right.
So it was Hugo Garay.
Oh, Garay from Argentina. That's right. Wait, so who did Hugo Garay win it from then?
From Yuri Barishian.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't even remember who Danny Green won it from. I forgot that Danny Green did have that title.
Yeah, he won it from Stipe Reeves.
Okay.
So now we're getting it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Boy, I tell you what, this isn't Michael Spinks and Eddie Mustafa Muhammad and Dwight Muhammad Kawi and Matthew Saad Muhammad.
So did you hear today when? Did you hear?
Just so you know, not even Yaki Lopez. What was that, Dave?
When Steve was doing the interview with Larry Merchant, and he said the biggest surprise of any fight he ever saw.
Oh, Roy Jones Jr.
I know.
I was
it
there.
Made sense.
Knocked out cold. That was a great choice.
I mean, that was an incredible choice.
Jones was so widely regarded. People were in shock when he got cold cocked. And he makes a good point. He's like, he was regarded as a great champion. And Merchant said most great champions, when they have that slide, they don't get knocked out by one punch.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like that, Maybe they get stopped in some fights, but it's usually later rounds or whatever.
And Tarver had been working on that one punch.
Yeah, he had. Buddy McGirt. They were a good team.
They were great.
And Tarver's an underrated boxer.
And then
people hate Tarver.
Was it Roy Jones' next fight that he got knocked out?
Yes, against Glenn Johnson. Yeah. And here I'll say this. People thought that Roy Jones was unbeatable and that he could be 40 years old and still schooling people and knocking them out. And they said he was the greatest fighter ever. Yeah, even before Floyd Mayweather. It was Roy Jones who was the best ever. And I used to argue with Jones's fans. And they said, I remember somebody challenged me, said, name 5 fighters that you think can beat Roy Jones Jr. And I named 5 fighters. And one of them was Antonio Tarver. And apart from Jeremy Williams at cruiserweight, I said if Williams can make 190, which was the cruiserweight limit back then, I would favor him to beat Roy Jones. But apart from Jeremy Williams, which people rip me up over, more people rip me about saying Antonio Tarver could beat Roy Jones. So that's impossible. Tarver sucks.
Yeah, but a lot of
Tarver was a tremendous. Here's one thing about Roy. Roy was very careful about fighting experienced amateurs and amateurs who had more international experience or even more domestic experience than he did. Because I don't think Jones ever won like a U.S. national championship. He won a Golden Gloves national title. But like guys like Frankie Lyles, even Michael Nunn, guys who were exceptional amateurs. I'm not saying he avoided all amateur standouts, because he fought and he beat Virgil Hill, who was a 1984 silver medalist. But guys who are out of more recent Olympics, like Tarver was, which I think Tarver was out of the 96 Olympic team, he was careful. And he was careful guys from the 92 Olympic team. He knew, I mean, guys with a lot of amateur experience, he was a little bit leery of those guys. And I remember Tarver was a world-class amateur. He was one of the best amateurs that the U.S. had in several years, maybe even decades.
So what do you think about when he put on all that muscle to become a heavyweight?
Yeah.
Roy Jones.
Yes.
When he had to take that off,
It hurt him.
It hurt him a lot.
You could see it at the weigh-in for their first fight, and he fought lackluster. He just was up against the ropes most of the times. His skin was gray. It's normally brown, a nice hue brown. It looked gray. It looked like Neda's shirt right there. He did not. It was bizarre. He looked like a black and white photo brought to life in a world of color.
But that had a lot to do with
Of course.
him getting knocked out.
Yeah. But he looked a lot better. He looked like his normal self at the weigh-in before the rematch. That was at both fights.
I still think it took a.
Oh, of course it did. Yeah. Listen, he was 35. Bless you.
Thank you.
He was 35 years old. You don't put on that kind of weight and then take it off at that age. Maybe when you're in your 20s or early 30s. When you get to your mid-30s, you're going to do something. It's not. You're messing up your body. Your body doesn't know what the hell's going on.
And it's all muscle weight.
It's all muscle. Yeah, he was solid at heavyweight. It wasn't like James Toney at heavyweight.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
But if Roy Jones had stayed at heavyweight, beaten Hollifield, retired,
They'd say he's the greatest ever.
And he would have been.
And you couldn't have argued it with it. No, I mean, I would have argued with it, but more people would be arguing against me.
Do you like to argue?
I love to argue.
Okay, Alton Merck said he was concerned about Roy being past his prime after the Mitchell fight before Ruse.
After which fight?
Sorry, we say it again, it went away.
Oh. Yeah, Alton Merkinson, Coach Merck was Roy's coach. Great guy, by the way. And a hunter. He was way into like bow hunting. Yeah.
Anyway, Dougie.
After the Mitchell fight before Ruse.
Oh, at the Clinton Mitchell. Yeah, the British guy. Well, I thought he looked good, but you know, I tell you what, I thought Roy, really starting with 2000, there was to me a noticeable slide when I saw him fight in New Orleans in the fall of 2000. Can't believe it's been 16 years. And he fought a guy from Philadelphia, Eric Harding. Remember Eric Harding? And Harding popped a bicep. Roy blocked a shot, and he popped his left. He was a southpaw. But with one arm, Harding still gave Roy a tough fight. And I'm saying to myself, you know what? At 175 pounds, he's not superhuman. He's beatable, and he's not as explosive as he was, 10 years prior. He wasn't explosive as he was in the early to mid-90s. And I always saw a guy who was beatable. It wasn't like, I was in shock like everybody else with that rematch knockout to Tarver. But at no point, particularly in the 2000s, did I think that Jones was unbeatable, even with that current crop of light heavyweights. I really didn't.
So let me ask you, is any of this personal?
Because if he was really unbeatable, he would have fought more. He would have taken more risks. You know what I'm saying?
So did you like him personally?
I did.
Yeah, but now
always.
He's better than ever now. Isn't he?
Oh no, he's great. No, he's a country boy.
No, he's incredible.
He's Southern. He's Pensacola.
Yeah.
Right out of the Redneck Riviera. And he's a good guy.
I don't want to see him retire.
I love his commentary.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone says.
It's great.
So we've probably gone over 20
we
minutes.
Have. Anyway, Dougie, you did again. You're perfect. You trying to hit me?
Yes, it was. I was trying to smack that down because I bombed royally on the trivia.
Anyway, we're going to miss Neda. Neda's going back to D.C. tomorrow, but she'll be back here in a while.
See you later.
Anyway, thanks a lot, Neda.
My pleasure.
Neda is the best.
Aw.
Dave, you want to take us out? What should everybody remember?
You tell me. I forget.
Always, get your rest. Stay positive. Love everybody.
Drink a lot
Hey,
of water.
Melodies OG says, thanks, Neda.
Aw.
Drink a lot of water. Chew your food carefully.
Yeah.
But always, 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 always take the high road. Right? Right, Neda?
That's right.
That's good. That's good advice, right?
Good going, Dougie.
I'm trying to swipe this thing down and I can't. I never can. Peace out, everybody.